Another projects, and I don't know what I'll be doing. Come on in, let's see what's going on. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna do this voiceover until a certain point. Because I had a lot going on. I was trying to focus, record, didn't know what the light was looking like. Um, and yeah, so I decided to do a voiceover. So let me play catch up. So that puff thing, I forgot what you call it. Is it an ornament? I don't know. So I got that from. I posted another video for $3.99 out of Salvation Army, and I watched it. The price is actually still attached, so it has like an actual cover over it. The thing that I'm showing you was two pieces that I put together to go around it. That thing is actually a curtain I got from. It was a Target curtain I got from the Goodwill. I never did anything with it. I took one half and covered a box and turned it into a hamper, which I discarded. And that right there, I wanted to cover that piece. So I made a big circle. Those are my pins. I hate those pins. They don't have the big colorful balls at the end, so I hated those. But anyway, and you know, I'm the type person, I'll drop pins, and when I find it, it's always at the bottom of my feet. So I was going to use my glass jar I got from Bath and Body Works so I can see them or know where I'm dropping them. So back to what I was saying. So I cut a big circle, and I could have trimmed that circle down some, or did I? I don't know, for the top. And then I showed you two pieces I joined together. Now, mind you, I have no skills in this. Like, I don't know, I can sew by hand. I don't own a sewing machine. I don't know how to measure worth a darn. Like, it's pretty much, I kind of learned from watching YouTube and understanding more is better. So if you cut a piece, cut it bigger so you can cut down, because when you cut too much, you lost money. Blah, blah, blah. So a lot of this is self-explanatory. You'll be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just putting pins all the way around because I want to see. In my mind, I saw one thing, but see, I'm the type of person, when I see it in my mind, it's perfect. But I have to actually do it now. You know, I have to actually be that person that actually um do it like how I'm pinning it, not going off what it looks like in my mind. I have to physically go and do it and kind of like put it together. If I got to pin it, tape it, wherever, just to get a general idea. So this is self-explanatory. You already see what I'm doing. I'm just going around and pinning it just to see what it would look like. I hated those pins so much, and I was trying to think as I go, because I'm the type person, I get real excited when I'm working a project and not think about the little things and not really pay attention, and stuff could be looking at me and I'm not like focusing. So that's why I was kind of moving slow. I was looking, making sure like stuff was straight and the material was laying down. It was just a lot going on in my head, and trust me, I needed to do that. So yeah. So you guys see what's going on. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you. I was watching TV and the TV was loud. I like to listen to the TV, some good old movies, and work on stuff. What day was this? Friday. I was working from home, but I had already did my work. So, and you're going to see a lot of pieces in here because I kept editing this thing because you didn't need to see all that. So as you can see, it's done. It looks good to me, you know. I don't know about nobody else, but it looked really good. And I liked how natural it looked. Like, it just, I don't know. You know how you got certain pieces? And you see right there where I had to pay attention? Because normally I would just go all in. And that's why I made that thing really long. So you see how I'm like pulling it and making sure it's long enough. And I, I paying attention to detail is one of the things I need to really work on. And that's what I was doing right there. Y'all, I forgot what I was telling y'all. Oh, the way this look, I like things natural. I know how, you know how you get something that's perfectly stitched and whatever the case may be. I mean, I like that tough stuff, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just like stuff that just be out of the ordinary, look natural and not just so perfect or whatever. It just depends on the style and what it is. So yeah, so I'm just making sure everything line up. I have more than enough material, and that when I'm pinning, it lets me know, you know, this is stretched out. You have enough. This is what it's going to look like, you know, stuff like that. So as you watch and see, that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I had to think this thing all the way through because y'all, matter of fact, this isn't the first time I covered this. Um, I used something else, another material I had a while back But it didn't turn out right. I didn't do something right. But probably rushing, and it looked a hot mess. So that's it for now. I'm just looking at it. I didn't even iron this thing. Time to glue this baby on. And you know something? And I edited this part out. I really did not need to pin it. Well, I didn't have to pin it, but I'm not mad that I pinned it because I needed to see with my eyes and not in my mind, you know, how to do it. So here I wanted to make sure, and that was part of my office in the back. Excuse that. So here, you know, I was trying to, no, it was a part where I was, you see me taking out the pins and trying to glue. So finally I just took out all the pins. And I think I edited it out because I need to edit this down because this thing was already at almost 20 minutes. No, it was at 20 minutes. So yeah. So me looking at TV. I started taking out the pins. I had to track them pins because like I said, I always find them at the bottom of my feet. I always tend to step on them. Those nails and thumbtacks. So that was my old computer desk and I was sitting in the middle of my living room floor doing this, and I had to sit where the glue gun could still say plugged up. That was the thing I keep the glue gun in. Whenever I do projects, I keep my glue gun in a box like that because when I turn the glue gun on, it starts dripping the glue and then I got glue sticks in it. So when I, you know, when it's time to cool down, it's already in a box someplace safe and I know where it is. So that's me trying to figure out if I want to take out the pins, then glue it, or take it out, or glue and then pin. I mean, unpin, glue and then unpin. So I pretty much just took off all the pins and was gluing as I go. And you'll see it in the next clip. I did cut it down, so you're not going to see me take out the pins, I don't think. So that's me starting it. Because I need to start, because if not, I would have sat there the whole entire time thinking or whatever. So, and I wanted to make sure my glue was pouring out quickly. So I took out the pins, so you can see how, you can tell that I took out all the pins and stuff. And I just started gluing. And you got the gist. I just made sure I put enough glue on it. And then once I put the glue gun down, I went ahead and kind of played with the fabric before that glue started to get tacky and dry. I don't think I had the ceiling fan on, or I did. I'm not sure. I don't like heat like that. But you know, you want to be careful because, you know, hot glue sometimes dry fast. But it seemed like they want to dry fast when it gets in your hand. But yeah, so you see me putting it on, making sure it's straight, rubbing out any bumps or whatever, and, you know, making it look nice. I had to do the close up. That cushion on the floor goes to my bigger antique chair that's in my living room, that's in my kitchen. And I'm gonna start working on that, pulling out the nails and the old pieces of material. But I want to give you guys a closer look. See how I was pulling the material from the bottom and going around here, going around there, and like pulling and tucking and all that other stuff. So yeah, and that glue kind of seeped out a little bit, so that's why I had to use the handle of my screwdriver or Phillip head. I don't know. That glue be burning the sister. So this glue is pretty much put the glue on. I'm so glad I did these shots. I didn't realize how good this was coming out. And I really didn't think you guys could see it because when I was looking, it was so dark. But anyway, so now you get to see how I was gluing and pulling and tucking and making sure it was right. I promise you, I had to do this. I know there's some people who's professional who don't have to do all that. But you know, the way my mind is set up, yeah, no. So, and I could have just taken the raw edges and like turned them in and like tuck them in and just have it to where it looks like it's just folded all the way around, but I like this better. For the first time in my life, I'm actually going to do a look and style and stuff that I really want to do. Eclectic, bohemian, and I forgot the other, you know, styles that I like. It's a mixture, so it's not one set thing. And I've always had matchy furniture and one set thing and blah blah blah. Now, ain't nothing in my living room gonna match, but it's gonna look good. And eventually I'll do a living room tour. But anyway, enough about that. So yeah, this is one of the projects I was working on. It was this. I actually have this, 2 chairs. I'll show you the box that I'm working on. I think it may be something else, but you know, as I go to the thrift stores, you know how that is. So coming to the end, and I'm making sure everything's good. And I know it was a couple of times where I was like putting the glue on it and pulling the material to lay across the glue, but then I had to, like, kind of pull it down because it was too high, and push it up a little bit because it was, too low, and blah blah blah. But like I said, I'm glad that the glue gun didn't get cold fast and dried it, because I wasn't sure how to take that stuff off anyway if it did. So I'm almost finished. And I also like the way that I was doing, like, little piece by piece and not just going all in, because I don't want to have to go back and then I'm sitting there trying to figure it out. I'm not good at this stuff. I'm learning as I go. I'm a creative person, glory be to God, but I'll jack something up in a heartbeat. So when I got here, what I started to do was, because I know I was coming to the end, gluing and adjusted and making sure everything okay, and then started the pin and let the pin hold it in that spot, because I know what I could possibly do, and it would be jack it up. Now this right here, all I had to do was, like, lift up the ottoman thing and, like, pull the material. And okay, so I did do it. Well, I didn't do it the way I really should have. The reason why I say that, because when I cut the material, it had a slant to it. It wasn't straight up and down. So I should have just, like, pulled it off the table and held it up one hand because it's light, and then kind of cut and had a straight cut. But the good thing is that other material that's under it was long enough. So when I pulled that over and I put the other piece over it, I was still good. So that's me putting stuff into place, sealing it with a kiss, and getting everything situated. And see, this is what I should have did the first time, and that when I cut, it wouldn't have been slant, because as you can see, I was trying to pull and tuck and take a look and see how it was slanted. So that's what I should have did, but it worked out in my favor, thank God, because I didn't want to have to do this thing. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed with it. I was pointing and showing you that there was pins up there. And what I did was I glued it and I pinned them down and I let them sit. I hate those pins. Ugh. But anyway, so yeah. So the voiceover is about to end, and then you're going to hear me do my... Okay, guys, listen. I have been trying to record all day, but because the weather is so bad here, my videos were looking dark. So hopefully you guys can see what I was doing. And most likely, I'd already planned to do a voiceover. So now that the glue is cold and hardened, I'm taking out the pins. Ooh, I just want to make sure that didn't drop. I'm not going to use those pins again. I don't like those pins. Now, this is supposed to be just to cover this. So I'm not wanting it to stay on permanently, because I might find other material that I might want to cover this with. So I should have just went all the way down. I guess I'll go ahead and do that, even though I'm going to cut some of this off anyway. And I'm sure it's probably going to stick to this right here, and it's okay, because I'll just rip it off. I won't worry about it. So this video is actually about 20 minutes long, so I'm going to pause it and I'll come back with the final results. Okay, so it's dried and we're good to go. So this is just the extra. So raw edges, and I may just leave them raw. And that's where it meets in. So I may cover that up, I may not. I may put a piece of material and just let it drape, I don't know. But, so this is what I'll be laying my foot on. And that's the finished result. Not bad for somebody who don't know what they're doing. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be uploading another video shortly. Bye.